Some people inherit empires, others marry into power. A few get lucky. Elon Musk did something far more dangerous. He became obsessed. Obsessed with ideas that sounded ridiculous. Obsessed with futures most people couldn't even imagine. Obsessed enough to risk everything again and again and again. Today, his companies shape electric vehicles, space exploration, artificial intelligence, social media, satellite communications, and even the future relationship between humans and machines. People call him a genius, others call him reckless. Some call him the real-life Tony Stark. Others believe he is one of the most dangerous men alive. But beneath the headlines, the memes, the controversies, and the unimaginable wealth lies a deeper story. Because Elon Musk didn't just build companies, he built a financial philosophy around obsession. And that philosophy changed modern capitalism forever. SpaceX secured contracts. Starlink connected remote communities. New ventures emerged. Neuralink explored human-machine interfaces. Artificial intelligence initiatives intensified. The empire diversified, not through randomness, through obsession directed toward interconnected futures. People often assume wealth creates confidence. The truth is more complicated. Sometimes confidence creates wealth, but obsession often creates both, at a cost. Because extreme ambition rarely arrives without sacrifice. Sleep disappears. Relationships suffer. Pressure intensifies. Public scrutiny becomes relentless. Every mistake becomes content. Every decision becomes debate. Success magnifies isolation, especially in the age of social media. Millions form opinions about people they have never met. Heroes become villains. Villains become heroes. The internet demands certainty. Reality remains complicated. Elon Musk exists inside that contradiction. To some, he represents innovation. To others, ego. To some, progress. To others, danger. Perhaps both can exist simultaneously. Because history rarely rewards simple interpretations. Eventually, SpaceX achieved what experts considered impossible. Rockets launched successfully. Then came something even more shocking. Reusable rockets. Machines returning home, landing vertically. Science fiction becoming engineering reality. The economics changed completely. Space became cheaper, more accessible, more profitable. The impossible suddenly looked inevitable. Tesla experienced its own transformation. What began as skepticism evolved into cultural revolution. Electric vehicles became status symbols. Investors rushed in. Consumers followed. Tesla wasn't simply selling transportation. It sold identity, innovation, hope, participation in the future. The stock exploded. Early believers became extraordinarily wealthy. Late believers chased momentum. Critics remained. Supporters multiplied. And Elon Musk transformed into something larger than a CEO. He became an internet phenomenon. That transformation introduced another layer. Attention. Modern wealth isn't created through assets alone. Attention itself became capital. Every tweet, every interview, every controversy, every appearance generated engagement. Algorithms amplified emotion. The internet rewarded unpredictability. People watched, argued, celebrated, condemned, clicked. Attention accumulated, and attention influenced markets. A single comment affected cryptocurrencies. A joke moved billions. Memes shaped narratives. Suddenly, Elon wasn't merely building companies, he was operating inside the attention economy, one of the most valuable financial systems ever created, because attention drives perception. Perception influences behavior. Behavior moves money. Modern capitalism discovered something extraordinary. The loudest stories often outperform the quietest fundamentals. That reality terrified traditional finance, because classical investing emphasized predictability. Elon embodied volatility. His personality became inseparable from valuation. His brand intertwined with business, his humanity influenced shareholder psychology. The line separating founder and company blurred. And yet, beneath the spectacle, financial principles remained. Cash flow mattered. Execution mattered. Engineering mattered. Debt mattered. Taxes mattered. Operational efficiency mattered. Because charisma cannot manufacture rockets, virality cannot build factories. Narratives attract attention. Systems create outcomes. Tesla expanded. Gigafactories emerged, supply chains evolved, manufacturing scaled. Insurance initiatives appeared, energy products expanded, battery innovation accelerated. SpaceX secured contracts. Starlink connected remote communities. New ventures emerged. Neuralink explored human-machine interfaces. Artificial intelligence initiatives intensified. The empire diversified, not through randomness, through obsession, directed toward interconnected futures. The greatest fortunes are rarely built through salaries. They emerge through equity, through asymmetric outcomes, through enduring risk. That principle reshaped public understanding of wealth. People stopped asking, "What job pays the most?" They began asking, "What can I own?" Stocks, businesses, intellectual property, digital platforms. The psychology shifted, but obsession contains shadows too, because when identity merges completely with achievement, rest becomes guilt, balance becomes weakness, enough becomes impossible. The finish line keeps moving. Mars, artificial intelligence, global connectivity, civilizational survival, the missions evolve endlessly. And perhaps that's the paradox at the center of Elon Musk's story. He achieved what millions dream about, yet continued behaving like someone still chasing something just beyond reach. Maybe wealth wasn't the reward. Maybe pursuit itself became the reward. Because obsession doesn't disappear after success, it expands. It seeks larger problems, larger risks, larger futures. Modern society struggles to understand people like that because most of us pursue comfort. Security, predictability. Elon pursued significance. Whether history ultimately celebrates or condemns him, one fact remains undeniable. He changed expectations. He changed industries. He changed conversations. He forced impossible questions into mainstream consciousness. Can electric vehicles dominate transportation? Can private companies reach space? Can social platforms reshape public discourse? Can humans become multiplanetary? Questions once reserved for fiction became boardroom discussions, investment theses, government policies, dinner table conversations. And perhaps the most fascinating lesson isn't about becoming rich. It's about understanding the strange relationship between obsession and wealth. Because modern culture often sells shortcuts, morning routines, productivity hacks, 10-step formulas, overnight success. But Elon Musk's rise tells a different story. Real wealth sometimes emerges from years of uncertainty hidden beneath moments of visibility. The headlines celebrate outcomes, rarely the sleepless nights. The documentaries celebrate victories, rarely the fear. The internet celebrates net worth, rarely the emotional cost. Maybe that's why his story fascinates millions. Not because everyone wants to become Elon Musk, but because everyone wonders what they would sacrifice for something they truly believed in. In the end, the most extraordinary part of Elon Musk's empire isn't its valuation. It isn't Tesla or SpaceX or satellites orbiting Earth. It isn't social media platforms or stock prices or billions of dollars. It's the uncomfortable realization that the future often belongs to people irrational enough to pursue what everyone else dismisses. People willing to look foolish, to risk security, to endure criticism, to become obsessed. Because before the world calls an idea inevitable, it usually calls it insane. And sometimes, the difference between insanity and innovation is simply whether it works.